Picture a world where Toyota, once the undisputed champion of hybrid technology and a byword for automotive reliability, finds itself struggling to stay relevant in the era of electrification. For decades, the Toyota name was synonymous with innovation. Think back to the late 1990s when the Prius burst onto the scene and changed the very idea of what a car could be. Fast forward to today, and the game has shifted dramatically. The global auto industry is now in the grip of an electric revolution. The question is, can Toyota, the old master of hybrids, reinvent itself as a leader in electric vehicles, or is it destined to trail behind a new generation of tech-driven upstarts? This is the story of the Toyota bZ4X, a vehicle that represents not only Toyota's first real step into the modern electric arena, but also a high-stakes gamble on its own future. Today, we're diving deep into the bZ4X's facelift for the model year 2025, unpacking its strengths, its struggles, and what it all means for the world's largest automaker. To understand what's at stake, let's rewind. For over 2 decades, Toyota sat atop the efficiency throne. The Prius, launched in 1997, proved that hybrids could be mainstream, not just a niche for environmentalists. Toyota's hybrid technology became the gold standard, inspiring copycats and earning a reputation for bulletproof reliability. By 2020, Toyota had sold over 15 million hybrids worldwide, a staggering achievement that cemented its place in automotive history. But as climate concerns mounted and governments around the globe announced aggressive bans on gasoline and diesel vehicles, the market began to pivot. Suddenly, hybrids were no longer enough. The conversation shifted to fully electric vehicles, with zero tailpipe emissions and the promise of a cleaner future. While Tesla, Hyundai, and even relative newcomers like Rivian charged forward, Toyota watched, cautious and deliberate. Some would say too cautious. When the bZ4X finally made its debut, it was supposed to mark Toyota's arrival in the electric big leagues. Expectations were sky high. After all, if anyone could bring affordable, reliable EVs to the masses, it was Toyota. But the bZ4X's initial outing was, to put it mildly, a bumpy ride. Early reviews highlighted comfort and a smooth ride, no surprise for a Toyota. The suspension was tuned for a supple, controlled experience, especially over rough roads. Yet critics quickly seized on its limited range, slow charging speeds, and, most infamously, a recall in 2022 after some vehicles suffered from loose hub bolts that could cause the wheels to detach while driving. Suddenly, the reputation Toyota had built over decades seemed at risk. In a market obsessed with innovation, these missteps were costly. Meanwhile, competitors were not waiting around. The Hyundai Ioniq 5, for example, boasted futuristic styling, rapid charging, and a range that left the bZ4X in the dust. The Tesla Model Y offered an unmatched digital experience, over-the-air software updates, and an ever-growing supercharger network. Even Nissan's Ariya, once seen as a latecomer, impressed with its balance of performance and practicality. Against this backdrop, the bZ4X's shortcomings were thrown into sharp relief. So, what has Toyota done to fix these issues? Enter the 2025 bZ4X facelift, a comprehensive attempt to address criticism and reassert Toyota's place in the electric conversation. Let's break down the changes. First, Toyota has introduced a smaller 54 kilowatt-hour battery option. While the company has not released official range figures for this new variant, insiders suggest it could appeal to urban drivers who prioritize affordability over maximum range. For those seeking more power and capability, higher-spec models now support faster 22 kilowatt AC charging from home wall boxes, a crucial upgrade given the importance of convenient at-home charging for many buyers. The flagship four-wheel drive model now comes with a muscular 338 brake horsepower, a figure that puts it in the same league as many performance-oriented electric crossovers. Towing capacity has doubled to 1,500 kilograms, making the bZ4X a more viable choice for families who need to haul trailers or boats, a segment where many EVs still struggle. Toyota has also given the bZ4X a visual refresh. The 2025 Nightshade Edition, for example, features blacked-out exterior elements and striking red interior stitching, signaling a new focus on style and personalization. The dashboard and center console have been redesigned for greater usability, addressing complaints about the previous layout. The digital instrument panel has been repositioned to improve visibility, no more craning your neck to see vital information. One of the most significant changes, however, is pricing. The XLE trim now starts at just over $38,000, a dramatic reduction of $6,000 compared to the previous year. The limited trim is also more than $5,000 cheaper than before. In a market where cost is often the deciding factor, this price cut could be a game changer for budget-conscious buyers. But does all this add up to a bZ4X that can truly compete? The answer is complicated. Motor Trend's Alex Leans did not mince words. The bZ4X doesn't have advantages over its rivals, other than potentially its now lower starting price. Shravan Raja of Top Electric SUV agrees that the improvements are real, especially in Europe, where range and charging infrastructure are critical, but wonders if they are enough to close the gap. Let's get specific. Real-world tests show that the front-wheel drive bZ4X can manage just over 200 miles per charge. This falls short of what most drivers expect and lags behind rivals like the Tesla Model Y and Hyundai Ioniq 5, both of which can comfortably exceed 250 miles in similar conditions. The all-wheel drive bZ4X accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 6 seconds, a respectable figure, but again, not class-leading. The infotainment system, though improved, still lags behind competitors in terms of responsiveness and user-friendliness, with some reviewers describing it as hesitant and confusing. As Alan Muir from What Car notes, the system isn't particularly user-friendly or logically laid out. Yet not all is lost. The bZ4X shines in comfort and ride quality. Its revised suspension and increased chassis rigidity make for a more controlled, pleasant drive, even over rough terrain. The active cornering control system, which brakes the inside wheels to reduce understeer, makes the car nimbler than its predecessor. While it may not be the most exciting EV to drive, it is certainly competent and confidence-inspiring. The natural brake pedal feel and adjustable brake regeneration, controlled by new steering wheel paddles, add to the sense of refinement. Inside, the redesign brings tangible benefits. The dashboard is clearer, the seating more supportive, and charging information is now more prominently displayed, including estimated time to reach 80% charge. These upgrades may seem subtle, but for everyday drivers, they make a real difference. Still, the specter of the 2022 recall lingers in the background. Although Toyota has resolved the hub bolt issue and implemented more rigorous quality controls, the incident serves as a cautionary tale. In an era when social media can amplify even minor missteps, regaining customer trust is a marathon, not a sprint. Meanwhile, the electric vehicle landscape is evolving at breakneck speed. Solid-state batteries, long considered the holy grail of EV technology, are edging closer to commercial reality. Unlike conventional lithium-ion packs, solid-state batteries promise significantly higher energy density, translating to longer range and much faster charging times. Toyota is investing heavily in this technology, having quietly filed more global patents for solid-state batteries than any other automaker. If Toyota can bring solid-state batteries to market before its rivals, it could erase the bZ4X's range disadvantage almost overnight. But that is not the only area where Toyota is innovating. The company is also piloting vehicle-to-grid, or V2G, technology. Imagine a world where your car is not just a means of transportation, but a portable power station. During a blackout, you could use your bZ4X to keep your refrigerator running. During periods of peak electricity demand, you could sell excess energy back to the grid, potentially earning money in the process. This kind of integration between transportation and energy could fundamentally reshape both industries. Of course, these technologies are not without challenges. Solid-state batteries face hurdles in terms of production scale and cost. V2G systems require new regulations, robust grid infrastructure, and widespread consumer education. And all of this is unfolding against a backdrop of fierce competition, not just from Tesla and Hyundai, but from legacy giants like Ford, Volkswagen, and Honda, all of whom are racing to capture their share of the EV market. Let's take a step back and look at some global context. As of the start of the 2020s, governments in Europe, North America, and Asia have unveiled ambitious targets to phase out internal combustion engines within the next decade or two. In Norway, for example, over 90% of new cars sold are already electric. China, now the world's largest EV market, is home to dozens of emerging brands pushing the envelope on range, price, and technology. Even in the United States, where EV adoption has lagged, new federal tax credits and stricter emissions rules are accelerating the transition. For Toyota, this is both an opportunity and a threat. On the one hand, the company's reputation for reliability and its vast global dealer network give it a massive head start in winning over mainstream buyers who might be hesitant to trust newer brands. On the other hand, the pace of change is relentless. As one industry analyst put it, in the EV space, resting on your laurels is not an option. The leaders are moving targets. So, what does all this mean for you, the consumer? If you are in the market for a new car, the bZ4X's lower price and comfortable ride may be appealing, especially if you value Toyota's legacy of dependability. But it is crucial to weigh these strengths against its range limitations, charging speeds, and the digital experience. If you live in a region with robust charging infrastructure and drive mainly in the city, the bZ4X could fit your needs. But if you frequently take long road trips or want the very latest in infotainment and driver assist features, rivals may still have the edge. For investors and enthusiasts, Toyota's big bets on solid-state batteries and grid technologies are worth watching. If these innovations pan out, Toyota could leap from laggard to leader in just a few years. But if development stalls or competitors pull ahead, the gap could widen further, making it even harder to catch up. There are broader implications too. The race for EV dominance is not just about cars. It is about energy, technology, and even geopolitics. Whoever leads in battery technology could set global standards, control critical supply chains, and drive the next wave of innovation across industries. Toyota, with its deep pockets and history of reimagining the automobile, certainly has the resources. The question is whether it has the agility and risk appetite to seize the moment. Let's not forget the lessons of history. Companies like Nokia and Kodak were once titans in their fields, only to fall behind when technology shifted under their feet. At the same time, Apple transformed itself from a struggling computer maker into the world's most valuable company by betting big on new technologies. The automotive world is facing a similar inflection point. Will Toyota become the Apple of electric vehicles, or will it repeat the mistakes of the past? So, after all the upgrades, price cuts, and bold promises, where does the bZ4X stand? The truth is, while the latest version is more comfortable, more affordable, and somewhat more competitive, it still has ground to make up in range and digital sophistication. The real game changer may well arrive with the next generation, if Toyota can deliver on the promise of solid-state batteries and energy grid integration. Before we wrap up, here's a secret that might surprise you. Toyota has quietly filed more patents for solid-state battery technology than any other automaker, anywhere on the planet. This silent groundwork may be the key to a dramatic comeback, if, and only if, the technology proves scalable and affordable. What do you think? Is Toyota's bet on next-generation batteries and energy tech a masterstroke, or is it a case of too little, too late? Will the world's hybrid king manage to reinvent itself as an EV leader, or will it fade into the background as the electric age accelerates? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of cars and technology, don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the fast-changing world of global economics and innovation.